I am Andy Teach, host of Andy's Awesome Adventures, and welcome to Rome, Italy.
Welcome to the Piazza del Popolo. The Piazza del Popolo, or People's Square, was our final stop in Rome before heading to Florence. The main reason I came here was to see the Chigi Chapel, which was the first altar of science, Earth, in the Tom Hanks movie Angels and Demons. Unfortunately, the chapel, located in the Santa Maria del Popolo and created by Raphael, wasn't open until later in the day, so we had to skip it. I'm glad we came here, though, because the square features some beautiful architecture and historically was the main entrance to the Roman Empire. Interestingly, across the centuries, Piazza del Popolo became the main stage for public executions, the last of which occurred in 1826. The Santa Maria del Popolo was built over the tomb of Emperor Nero in 1477 at the site of an 11th century chapel. Rumor has it that the church is haunted by the ghost of the emperor and evil spirits are disturbing the residents living close to it. The church contains many impressive works of art, including Rome's oldest stained glass windows. In 1562, Pope Pius IV commissioned architect Nanni Baccio to construct a large gate, the Porta Flaminia, to impress the pilgrims who entered the city through the Via Flaminia. In 1655, on the occasion of Queen Christina of Sweden's arrival in Rome, the inside of the gate was decorated by Bernini on Pope Alexander VII's request. The gate was later renamed Porta del Popolo. In 1589, Pope Sixtus V had the Egyptian obelisk of Seti I and his son Ramses II moved from Circus Maximus to the center of the square. The 73-foot-tall obelisk was originally built around 1300 BC and stood at the Sun Temple in Heliopolis. In 10 BC, the Roman Emperor Augustus had the obelisk transported all the way to Rome. The obelisk was erected at the Circus Maximus to commemorate the conquest of Egypt, and it's one of 13 ancient Egyptian obelisks in Rome. From 1815 to 1816, Giuseppe Valadier redesigned the Piazza del Popolo by adding walls around the square, giving the piazza its current oval shape. He also added the central fountain and the 4 Egyptian lions around the obelisk. Italian sculptor Giovanni Ceccarini was responsible for the creation of the 2 marble fountains, and he worked on the statues from 1818 to 1824. The fountain on the western end of the square is the Fontana del Nettuno, Neptune fountain, and shows Neptune accompanied by tritons. The fountain opposite the Neptune fountain, at the foot of the Pincio Gardens, is known as the Fontana della Dea di Roma, fountain of the goddess of Rome. The central figure is the goddess Rome, flanked by allegorical figures representing the rivers Tiber and Anune. Below the goddess is a statue of a she-wolf suckling Remus and Romulus, founder of Rome. At the southern end of the square, 2 symmetrical churches on either side of the Via del Corso, the Santa Maria de Miracoli and the Santa Maria in Montesanto, were commissioned by Pope Alexander VII in 1658. They were both designed by Carlo Rinaldi, but the Santa Maria di Miracoli was finished by Bernini. Some call them twin churches, but the churches are not identical, since the surface area of the land provided for the Santa Maria in Montesanto on the left was smaller. In order to give the impression of symmetry, Rinaldi created an oval dome for this church and a circular dome for the Santa Maria di Miracoli.